2 years ago, I interviewed Kanye Ye West
17
on
minutes.
Uncensored after he'd made global headlines for anti-Semitic outbursts. 2 years ago, I interviewed Kanye Ye West on Uncensored after he'd made global headlines for anti-Semitic outbursts. Most outrageously, he tweeted that he wanted to go DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. It was a heated interview. It was a long interview. I held him to account. I told him his remarks were offensive. He caused many people a lot of pain. And he gave me some back, of course. He called me a Karen. Fair enough, I can take it. At least we had a mostly grown-up conversation.
These constant tirades, Ye, against Jewish people.
Have you felt my pain yet? You haven't felt my pain. You don't want to feel my pain.
No,
you don't hold You don't hold accountability to my pain. Right. You're being a Karen.
Do you believe that you have any form of mental illness?
I believe that I suffered from exhaustion.
Dang, yeah, don't pop up until.
I believe that I suffered from exhaustion. I suffered from being lied to constantly by the people around me, by my management, by my ex-wife.
Do you still love Kim?
I absolutely love. I'll love her for life.
That interview lasted 2 hours in the end. We covered a lot of ground. There were moments of tension and moments, I think, of mutual understanding. Yeah, he got up and walked off at one point, but he had to think about what he wanted to say, and then he came back and he said it.
And we'll have the top lawyers like a Johnny Cochran, Robert Kardashian level legal team, you know, looking at all of these contracts together. After that moment happens, then I will say, I'm sorry.
Okay, if that's your position.
That's interview adjourned. Love you.
Yeah, thanks for sitting back down. I'll change the subject now. Obviously, I have no idea what's going on in this guy's head, and he's unquestionably a genius artist with a global fan base and massive talent. He's lived most of his life under the microscope of intense fame, and that pressure alone can make people behave very oddly. Back then, I was trying to understand if Ye had any regret or remorse for what could have been a relatively isolated incident or some kind of episode. I wanted to know if he understood there are consequences for his words and whether he was genuinely a racist. Well, we now know it's just the tip of the iceberg. As far as the watching public is concerned, Ye has spiralled in both his personal life and his business life. Most recently, he's taken to posting endless, outrageous anti-Semitic slurs.
Spiraled in his business life is a stretch. Ain't he like super rich?
Adolf Hitler. He poses in swastikas and KKK costumes. He says things like Jews were better as slaves and they should be whipped. We all know this because X is allowed to carry on doing it to his 33 million followers. I've argued for a long time.
I wonder if
his
he's
account
richer than
should be
Piers.
shut down. It should be
Definitely
stopped.
is.
That's my opinion. I believe passionately in free speech, and I
Not
detest
that money is
censorship
everything,
because I
but
believe
I'm
in
just
the
saying.
importance of
I
sharing
won't say he's
honestly
spiraling
held
in
opinions
business.
in a democracy. But posting endless,
spiraled up, I
vile,
guess.
anti-Semitic insults, encouraging violence against Jewish people in these unhinged tirades on a privately owned platform has got nothing to do with free speech.
He's doing mad preface with an
I
interview.
invited him back onto Uncensored because at least on my show, I can call him out for what he's been doing and put myself in between the 33 million followers who see his posts without any challenge whatsoever. Our producer spotted that he was in Spain with his friend Sneako, and we invited both of them on for an interview. They very quickly agreed, and Sneako spent several days talking about it. But they mucked us around, a significant expense, both in time and money, to me, my crew in Spain, and my team here in London. More importantly, he didn't turn up yesterday and said wanted to do it today. So it seemed to me then it might all just be a stunt. But I went ahead and said, OK, we'll have another go today. Ye told Sneako not to be offended if he stormed off very shortly before today's interview started. You can judge for yourself how it went and whether Ye has any respect or, frankly, any marbles. I'm not a shrink. But if you're so delusional or fragile you don't expect a journalist to ask you questions about your publicly stated love of Hitler, you should probably talk to somebody other than me. What followed, frankly, was a farce.
I'm getting you multi-tracks right now. I'm about to step in this interview, but I can hop back on in about whenever it's done. That nuance right there, it's idiotic.
It just shows the hate just like an advertisement for it? What's an interview, bro?
What entertaining.
The headlines at the moment, it's fair to say the headlines are equally rarely positive. The rapper, producer and fashion designer is currently working on a new album. Several new tracks were previewed on a recent live stream with his friend Sneako. And both Sneako
I don't
and
like the way he
Ye
says
join
Sneako's
me
name.
now. Well, welcome
His friend
to
Sneako.
Uncensored. Yeah, we haven't spoken for a while. How are you?
Creepy dude.
I'm doing good. I don't use the term West, you know, the whole drop the slave name idea.
Okay, so we just call you yeah?
Yeah, he's been saying it
sir.
for years.
Okay, well, look, when I last interviewed, we had a long conversation. And since then, a lot has happened in your life. And so I'm grateful for the opportunity to try and talk to you about some of this. How would you say your life is at the moment?
I mean, you see that view?
Yeah. Your life is good?
Yeah, in his bag today, I could see.
Well, judge it on the view as the answer to how my life is. Judge me by the view.
Well, the view is Mallorca. I've been there. It's a beautiful place. And for all intents and purposes, you seem very relaxed and happy. That is in direct contrast to your public image at the moment over the last couple of years, led by your ferocious... Well, hang on, let me finish the question. Led by your ferocious use of...
No, but I already disagree. It's not in contrast. There's so many people and artists that are championing the idea of someone being able to just express who they really are and have been able to go through the war of being attacked by the banks, being attacked, you know, by the banks. That's the best way to put it, being attacked by the banks and to still be here with this view is, you know, that's the win.
Yeah,
so I
winning.
think I'm in contrast to your contrast.
Okay, but the point I was going to make
try to convince
is
him
that
he's not happy.
I watch what you put out on X. You've got 32 million followers, so you're one of the most followed people.
See, wait. Now look right now. You're not gonna take inches off my dick, bro. Like, how many followers do I have?
Well, how many is it?
You just said what?
I think you could do the study. You got a whole staff over there.
I thought it was 32 million. How many is it? You obviously know.
I mean, no. I mean, don't help them out. You know they.
I'm told it's 33 million now. So congratulations. You're slightly bigger following than I thought.
No,
It's a million.
no,
it's a million.
congratulations. Your information is correct. You're not just some, you know, dude trying to sub. You know, I'm a gift, bro. You know what I mean? Why do all you people in media act like you haven't played my songs at your weddings or graduations or at funerals or when your child was born? You know, you take somebody that's living like a Lennon, a Michael Jackson, and you just take all this time to just
Who didn't play Ye? Everybody plays
right
Ye.
there.
Don't front.
It's idiotic.
You play Ye. Don't
It just
front.
shows the hate that you put out for people that put love. There's so much love in the art that I
with
put
all
out.
due
There's just
respect,
so many,
Ye, what are you talking about? I haven't said anything.
What are you talking about? It's 30. Okay, now you're not taking accountability or responsibility.
Literally, you said
you know,
you implied I haven't played your music. Of course I played your music.
No, sir. This is what you get for now. We can circle back when you can count.
Okay.
Yo, he gone. He gone, bro.
Where's he gone, Sneako?
Where's he going, Sneako? Leaving. But
that's it
Sneako
for
don't
Ye.
know.
But it's nice to meet you, Piers.
Where's he gone?
Hold on. Not gonna front, bro. I'm not gonna front. I've been on this planet for a decent amount of years, and there's mistakes. I also took journalism. I understand journalism. There are mistakes, and then there's things where you know people trying to play with you, bro. Piers Morgan, I wouldn't say he's a dumb person. When you're dealing with people of a certain intellect, you gotta start to not give too much leeway on thinking that everything is a mistake. Did he deliberately do that? Obviously, there's something there with Ye. And last time he was there, and he was throwing little shots. They throwing shots at each other. I kind of do feel like that was deliberate. I'm not gonna lie to you. And some people might say, "Oh, it's small potatoes," you know. But when you're at a point in yourself and your confidence, and you know what you do and you know what you into, Like, Ye don't have to be there. They asked him for the interview. Get my shit right. Don't invite me somewhere and get my shit wrong. Because I understand it a little bit because I go through things, just the little things that I do. When people do little shit, little petty shit, it leads to bigger shit. And it's really annoying when they're asking of you. This is helping his show. I don't watch Piers Morgan. This is the first time I probably watched him in months. I've seen a few things depending on who he has as guests, but Ye is bringing attention. He's bringing this. That's why you want him on your platform. Get the numbers right. You got a team, like you said. You see how quick, when he said he was wrong, they got the numbers right. Why couldn't they get it right the first time? Why couldn't he call him Ye the first time? It seems like small potatoes, but if you come from that type of environment where people always trying to try you and get over on you, you do get that level of defense, and it's right. Just be real. What's so bad about keeping it above? What's so bad about being honest? If you genuinely got it wrong, say, yo, I messed up. I understand why you mad. I'm going to try not to mess up again. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with getting things right. If he called him the wrong name or he did whatever, if you want to take it as small potatoes, that's fine. But give me all my shit, everything that I work for. Don't downplay my shit. Don't call me out my name, whatever the case may be. Just treat me. That's part of respect. That's part of respect, bro. That's part of respect. But anyway, let's see what else happens.
I think he's just going back to work.
Now he got Sneako sitting there looking like.
I was not aware he was going to leave like this.
Sneako caught in the middle.
He got upset about the.
So it's all just a game, is it? Is that the idea?
Followers. Well, I mean, life is a video game, is it?
Yeah, Sneako.
No, I just wonder what the point of this exercise was.
Sneako,
Was he supposed to do an interview or not?
Are you supposed to do an interview? But I mean, the amount of Twitter followers, something like that, it's patronizing for no reason. You said his name incorrectly. You know his name is Ye. This is very public about that. Hopefully we could do it. I think this was good. We were prepared for a good interview. But come on, you know what you were doing.
What do you think I'm doing?
Yeah.
I think you were trying to patronize very.
Let's see if he denies it.
By getting those two things, under his skin. Maybe it could have been about past interviews. Or
let's see if he apologizes or denies it.
But I mean, this information is not that difficult to get right.
Yeah, we called him Ye, and we got his Twitter following count wrong by 1 million, from 32 to 33 million. Also, for the record, you guys dicked us around yesterday, you seem to find that very entertaining. And
so he didn't acknowledge and apologize for it. He just froze and then said this statement that somebody probably fed to him. And then going to say, well, you guys dicked us. So it was some type of something there, some animosity. He felt the way, so he thought he was going to come play with him. That's what it was. And that was the best he could do because he's not going to challenge him to a fisticuffs because he's not going to win. So all he could try to do is secretly low-key. You meet people like that. When you're in a certain position in life, if you've been through certain things, you meet people like that. They will try to sneak this and do all these just little things, these little microaggressions where if you tell other people, they be like, yo, you crazy or you making a big deal. No, give me all my I don't want nothing. Nobody letting nothing slide on nothing. No. Maybe that's just the New Yorker coming out of me. I don't know. I'm not letting you slide on that. You're not my man. You're not my friend. You here. I'm on your show. You asked me to be here. I'm not letting you slide on nothing. I'm calling you on everything. Because you start letting them slide on something, they're going to make you look crazy. They're going to take clips and all of this and down. Yeah, I feel them. Fuck that. I would have walked out too. I don't fuck them. You don't need them.
I'm sure you will now. You kept all my crew.
Look, he mad. He mad about something. I knew it. He mad.
And then wasted their time. And then you got us all back now, and you've wasted our time again. And you again may find that funny and entertaining, and that's fine. I don't. I think it's a total waste of everyone's time and effort and money.
Well, I mean, it is. I was ready for the interview yesterday, too. My time is important as well. Regardless if it was wasted, we have to admit this is somewhat entertaining. This is going to be
Sneako's in it for the clips.
Laughed at by many people.
What's entertaining?
That was funny. That's undeniably walking off right into the beginning of an interview is funny.
Sneako's in the clip culture. He said that was funny. We give a shit about Piers.
Out of interest,
what
do you do
now
with
Sneako
him?
got an interview. Good setup, Ye.
I'm working on several films right now. I am streaming
too.
out here.
Me
I'm
too.
editing, and I work on things behind the scenes.
I'm working on films too.
Art. I'm just there to try to help fulfill his vision.
Well, let me ask you the questions I would have asked him. So, I mean, out of interest, what is with his obsession with Hitler? Why is he so rampantly anti-Semitic?
I'm not going to answer questions on his behalf.
Well, you're going to have to
I
because
can't
he's
answer
not there.
questions on his behalf.
He's not there.
How you gonna
What's that?
Yo, the sense of entitlement of some people is crazy to me. This is just like, listen to what he said. Listen to what he said for real. Like think about this. Let's take it out because I know some people get mystified. It's like, this is Piers Morgan or he's on this show or whatever. But let's take it person to person. Let's really look at this. Think about what he said, bro. Think about what he said.
You're going to have to because
can't
he's not
answer
there.
Imagine this is somebody on the
gonna
street
answer
because that's essentially what he is. They don't know
You're
him.
going to have to because
can't-
he's
They don't know
openly
him.
anti-Semitic.
I'm not going
all
to
over
answer
social
questions on
media.
his behalf.
Well, you're going to have to
I
because
can't
he's
answer
not
questions
there.
on his behalf.
I'm not going to answer questions on his behalf. This man proceeds to say, well, you're going to have to. Boy, you going to... I'm going to have... Who is you? Who is you? I don't have to do shit. You just going to tell me I have to answer questions for another grown man who you just pissed off and walked away? Talk to that man. If you don't want to talk to you, that's it. You going to have to. This man's crazy. I would have probably, if I was Sneako, I would have walked off already. I'd have been like, listen, man, see me in the ring, see me in the street, leave me the fuck alone. You gonna tell me I gotta answer a question for another grown man? I wish I was on an interview with one of my peoples and they walked off and somebody tell me I have to answer questions for them. Fuck, who is you?
I'm not going to
All over
answer
social
questions on
media.
his behalf.
Well, you're going to have to
I
because
can't
he's
answer
not
questions
there.
on his behalf.
He's not there.
This man's crazy.
What's that?
Entitlement,
What's that?
bro.
He's not there. Literally, he's dropping a track today called Heil Hitler. Why are you happy to be associated with somebody like that out of interest?
Well, I'm not going to speak on his art and his vision while
I'm
he's not
asking
here.
you.
I find
I'm
it
asking you
inappropriate.
why you're happy
What
to
up,
be associated
diamonds?
with somebody who most of the world believes is now a rampant anti-Semite.
Well, you're associated as well. Your show's called Piers Morgan Uncensored.
Yeah.
You tried to get him censored on X. And here you are on the days we're going to release this song doing an interview with him. So we're all...
Exactly. You are associated. You asked him to. Why would you ask a guy like that who you think is so off his rocker, ridiculous, to be on your show then? You are now becoming associated. For whatever you want to say your reason is, you're doing the same thing Sneako's doing. You're getting next to him for whatever your show, your game, whatever. Like, there's certain people, because I do interviews and stuff too, that I really don't fuck with. I wouldn't have them on my show. I wouldn't interview them. Yes, yeah, we talking about yeah. I wouldn't do it because I really don't want to be associated or fuck with them. So I would turn it down. I wouldn't be seeking them out. I don't care. Like, for what? I wouldn't even give them a platform. This ain't his cat, bro. This is
involved
just
here.
crazy.
It's not like I'm the only one complicit.
Yeah, the reason I wanted to get him on was because I don't think anyone holds him to account for anything he does
And
on
you
X.
ain't holding
in
him to
fact,
nothing. He ain't
deliberately
gotta talk to you.
breaches all of X's rules, and yet he does it with impunity and is allowed to do it. Whereas
Nobody holds him to account. He's a grown man. He can hold himself to. Who are you to hold him to account? Who are you to force his accountability when he tried to force your accountability on getting something wrong and you mess it up? And now you're saying he does whatever he wants on X, Twitter, whatever. Doesn't Elon own it? That's the person who should be censoring him or doing whatever. He be tweeting some wild shit. If it's against the rules of X, I'm sure. I think Instagram banned him for a time or whatever. Okay, who are you to what? This man's pissing me off. Why does he think he has the power of just controlling Ye or
to
just
get him on was
controlling
because
men?
I don't think
Period.
anyone holds him to account for anything he does on X, and in fact, he deliberately breaches all of X's rules. And yet he does it with impunity and is allowed to do it.
If he's
whereas
allowed to
millions
do
of
it,
other
then
accounts
that's
get
another
suspended
issue.
for far less offences. So I was going to ask
So you need to
him
be talking to
directly, which is why I
Elon.
mentioned his X following. I was going to ask him about what he puts on X and why he does this, why he continually attacks Jewish people, why he continually celebrates Adolf
Because it gets
Hitler.
you to
And
want
then
to
I'm
invite
curious
him on the
about,
show
given he's
because
not
you wouldn't
there,
invite him
can
on the
answer
show
these questions,
otherwise.
what your association
Dummy.
is with this guy and whether you're comfortable to be associated with somebody who most people
He's
consider to
playing
be
you, bro.
an anti-Semite.
He just
I think I just
used
answered
your
this
show to
question.
walk off, made you
these are
look
good questions.
goofy
I think I just answered half
We
of
haven't
that
answered
one.
the question.
by
if-
doing tweets that are whatever
You said, "What are you doing
tweets
out
that
here?" And
you
I said,
say
"I'm
is
doing
hateful,
films and
whatever.
I'm reporting behind the scenes and
He
I'm
did it,
streaming
and it got him on your
I'm
show.
editing and
You're not
helping
letting
fill
Have you
everybody
been
else on
helping
your
him
show.
with the track
If you-
Heil Hitler?
No, I don't. I'm not a music guy. And if you wanted to get questions about his Twitter or X correct, then you should have got the number of followers correct. That was
Facts.
something
You
intentional.
reading
that
his
knew what
tweets,
were
but you
doing.
don't know
If
the
you
followers.
everything
Get it
about what
correct.
he's
Is that
tweeting-
what you say?
Real
Well, if you
shit,
know
Sneako.
everything else that he's tweeting, you should have got that right as well.
Oh, don't be so pathetic, Sneako. Honestly, what you're trying to do is you're trying to get good content which will promote you, Sneako. And I'm just curious how you, Sneako,
And what are you
deal
trying
with
to
the
do?
fact that you are.
He's trying to get good content that would promote him, Sneako, as he should. Who in media, entertainment, content is not trying to get good content that promotes himself? Who is trying to get bad content that doesn't promote them? What do you say? Like, it's like he just says things and just expects people's brains to just, go with the bullshit. Like, bro, you, Piers Morgan, uncensored, you literally have a platform to get content for promotion, to promote you. Am I bugging? This is crazy. But if he say it, yeah, exactly, yeah, cry. Like, if he say it, it's a negative. Like, Sneako, you trying to get content. Bro, you literally got Ye on here because you wanted content. You know what he does. If you really didn't like his tweets, you wouldn't have fucking had him on there. Unless you just said, I don't like what he says, but I want content so I could promote myself, which you're doing, because now you got me watching this shit. Like, come on, bro. Like, how you gonna try to downplay somebody from doing what you're doing, bro? You ain't nothing but what you doing is with the streamers. It's like Sneako and them is doing now. It's like similar shit. Media is entertainment is content, bro. You know that. Why are you trying to downplay the man?
Are so openly associating yourself
You
now
asked that question
with
a few
somebody
times,
who
and I
seems
mean, I
to
guess-
That's
worship
crazy.
Adolf Hitler and is pro the Nazis. Do you feel comfortable about that?
No, we worship God. There's a
No,
if
no,
you're gonna
he
say
worships
it's
Adolf
worship
Hitler.
God.
Here promoting
Facts.
this, we could talk about how
He
pathetic it
worships
is that
Adolf Hitler.
you were essentially working for Israel up until a couple months ago, and
Really?
voting
When was I
things
working for
like
Israel?
genocide and not pushing back.
When was I working for Israel?
If it's
Sneako
pathetic to make
trying to
films
switch it on
behind
him.
the scenes of one of the greatest living artists, probably the greatest living artist, you think
Well,
that's
he
pathetic?
certainly was.
You point the finger
He
at you and
certainly
say it's
was a
pathetic
great.
as well.
He was a great artist. Unfortunately, he's become a rampant anti-Semite who adores Adolf Hitler, embraces Nazism, uses swastikas.
I'm pretty sure he says he loves
to
everyone.
sell his
I'm not
merchandise.
gonna speak
and
for
has a
him,
new
but-
record
said, I'm
out
pretty sure
called
he loves
Heil Hitler.
everyone.
So forgive me if I don't currently
The
see
song is
him
not. I mean,
as one of the
everything you're
world's
saying
great
in this
Is
artists.
the song out
incorrect.
now? I didn't hear the song. It's probably
I don't
not
see
out
anything
because
you're
it'll
saying in this
probably be
question is incorrect.
controversial, right?
Sorry?
The song isn't out. The song isn't out for one, and two, he says he loves everyone. He says he loves Jews. He says he loves Hitler. He says he loves everybody.
Well,
This
So
could
when
be-
he
Yeah,
says,
just-
let me ask you, given you're the one sitting there, he said Jews were better as slaves.
Hold on. See, this is the problem. This is what I'm talking about. This is why my assumption in the beginning that he didn't do it as an accident, that he's doing this shit deliberately. He literally has a paper in front of him with Ye's tweets on it, but you don't know how many followers he has. You have a paper full of his tweets, but you couldn't get the information of his followers correct. That's the bullshit. That's the shit that people don't see. It's the microaggressions, bro. And that's why, like, man, like being in certain situations and industries and dealing with people, bro, I'm just letting y'all know from now. I'm not letting nothing slide. Give me all my shit, bro. I'm not gonna have people like this guy sitting here trying to low-key fucking shade me, bro. No, nigga, you don't get the right to do that. No. Who are you?
You have to put your Jews
It's
in their
crazy.
place and make them into your slaves. You then said
Now he's
going
gonna
to
ask Sneako about
for
Ye's
you,
tweets.
but watch them as close as you can. Whip
tell him
the
he
Jews.
has to answer.
You comfortable with that, Sneako?
I think it's. I find it funny. That's not something that I would do personally. I don't whip
You think it's
anybody.
funny,
I
do you?
don't,
Whipping
condone
Jews?
slavery.
Using Jews as slaves? You
Yeah,
think
I
it's
think
funny?
try it.
Context of that is.
He trying to get
funny,
Sneako
I
caught
think
up
to
now.
remove any
'Cause they
sense of
played
humor
him.
Missing the
that is
humour. What's the
ridiculous.
humour?
It's. I mean, do you want me to break down a joke for you?
You think it's a joke, do you, about whipping Jews?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a joke because I've been here for a couple weeks and he hasn't whipped any Jews.
Really?
Yo.
So because he hasn't actually whipped any yet.
That's crazy.
That's a joke.
He really
That's
has.
wild.
Yeah.
That's
He
wild.
really has. But Piers, before I leave, I don't want to speak on his behalf. If you're agreeing
But what
that
choice
he's
do we
the
have? You
greatest
set
living
this
artist
thing.
right now,
You set this farce up. He's dicked us around. You're the one left. So you're going to have to be accountable for him.
My
Unless you want
headphones
to
are
walk away
shutting.
too.
What the fuck?
accountable. What do you want to hold me accountable?
If you don't want to answer questions either, you are free to stand up and walk away like a little sniveling
Well, you can ask
coward
questions
too.
if you have
Like a
questions for me.
sniveling
Then I'll feel
coward.
free
You
to
know what? Here's
answer
my
those.
question
But
for
just
you.
when
Why
it
is your
comes to
mate?
Ye,
Why is
Bro, here's this shit that, bro, like the world is so crazy. Because he's telling them if he gets up and walks away, he's like a sniveling coward, right? At this point, if I was in an interview, I would say, Piers, what makes someone a sniveling coward? Because if they was in person and he slapped Pierce's face off, they would be people being like, "Oh, Sneako's a coward for slapping Piers or Paul Piers Morgan. Oh, they slapped him. He's a coward. He's a sniveling coward." But if he walks away, he could call him a sniveling coward. No, I'm not jacking that, bro. Ain't no more making the rules. Ain't no more, nobody's dictating the rules. Yup, he should tell Piers something. Yeah, exactly. SMD, Piers. Like, how you gonna try to dictate? You gonna call me a sniveling coward? Walking away is probably the nicer thing to do. You lucky they're not in studio and you didn't get uppercut. Yeah, he always provoking someone, bro. Yeah. Listen, man, I can't be on it. Maybe that's why I'm not in these positions, because I'm like, bro, pull up. I'm gonna show you sniveling coward. Pull up, bro. Pull up. What you mean? Matter of fact, I'll pull up there. Like, what are you talking about? You can walk away like a sniveling coward. You over there crying because you want to interview this man so bad. Get off.
Your mate Ye.
Is this whole thing going to be interrupting, or
Is
this whole thing just going to be interrupting? Or do you want me to speak at all?
You're sounding like Andrew Tate Light, like his annoying little younger brother we never knew about.
Okay. Now he's calling him Andrew Tate's annoying little brother. Now he resorts to name calling. Do you understand? This is supposed to be the guys. This is a show. This is media personality. Now he's resorting to name calling. Now when I call him a Harvey Weinstein looking motherfucker, then everybody would be outraged and it'll be wrong, right? But you sitting here calling him an Andrew Tate little annoying brother. When I say you Harvey Weinstein's older pedo looking father, then it would be a problem. Like, get the...
Okay? Doesn't work
This
with
shit pissed me off, bro.
Okay? You set this thing up. It's obviously some kind of elaborate prank.
Okay, your team asked...
Wait, did he say that they asked him? How did he set it up? Hold on. This guy's just lying now.
It's obviously some kind of elaborate prank.
Okay, your team asked me to do this.
They asked him.
Light on TV.
But given you want to make...
Thank you, Sneako, for bringing that out. Because if you didn't, people would just go on and be like, they set it up. He literally said earlier that they asked Ye. Like, Ye's in Spain chilling. Sneako's in Spain chilling. How you gonna just get on here and lie? Like, this is one of the worst people. He's a horrible person. He's a horrible person. He lies. He tries to belittle people. He's name calling people cowards. What the?
You set this thing up. It's obviously some kind of elaborate prank.
And these are the people with the platforms that people want to praise.
Light on TV.
But given you want to make,
given you want to be Dave Portnoy with the suit,
it's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Call them names back.
If you want to do ad hominem attacks, then why invite someone on your show? I set this up because your team asked me to do it. I did everything that I could. If I knew that this would, I'm not here wasting your time. You're angry at me for setting up an interview that you wanted. If you have questions for me, I'm happy to answer those.
Here's
if you
my
want
question.
to keep doing insults, there's no point in me being
He
here.
thought that Sneako was going to control
Ye. Like a sniveling little coward and walk away before I could ask him difficult questions.
For the third time, Piers, I don't know if you have a hearing problem, but I'm not going to answer questions on another man's behalf. But
really?
Thank you for
Even though
me.
you set up the interview with him
another time, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's done him from me? He's a sniveling little coward, and he's an anti-Semite and a Hitler worshipper. That's what I would have asked him if he'd had the balls to sit there and take the questions.
There's people like this, man.
Proudly associating yourself with him. Good luck to you, Sneako.
There you are, feeding for an interview with him so bad that you just talked to Sneako for 10 minutes.
Sense that it's proudly independent. The only boss around here is me. If you enjoy
it, that's what you think. The only boss around everywhere is you. That was some entitled bullshit he just ran right there. That shit just pissed me off. Like, bro, who you really think you are? Oh, my goodness. And he could have got a dope interview out of Ye, because there's a lot of things we want to know why he said a lot of things. Y'all know what I mean. We really want to know why he said a lot of things. There's a lot of things he can talk about that you can ask Ye about, and I would be like, hey, bro, I'm not going to get your followers wrong. I'm not going to call you out your name. But some of these things I actually, and I know me and other people want to know, why did you say these things? So he just wasted the opportunity because, somebody gonna get these questions out of Ye, and it's gonna be a dope interview because, like, we want to know why you said some of these things. Why, for real? But all right, whatever. What else we got here? Kai went to the Met Gala. Pop the Balloon got a new episode. How long I been on? I ain't trying to be on that long today. Once the guy banned from X proceeds to beg for facts. Who's this? Yup, liking that. 13 minutes of Piers could have made paid it. Facts. Clearly, Sneako hasn't seen this show. Or Sneako handled it like mature man. Piers handled that like an immature, sniveling little child. Yo, the comments is on point today. This is a Sneako review of the Yankee. That's fact. Like, I don't know he made himself look super goofy. I don't even know. Ah, man. Could have been Records Baltimore auditions. Do I dare click this? Yeah, I got some time to burn. Let's see what's going on with could have been. Let's see what's going on, man.
Egg, grocery, and gas prices are going up.
Drewski,
But getting an
if y'all
exam
didn't
and
watch
X-ray at the
Drewski's
dentist,
could have been love.
that's now free for new Aspen dental patients without insurance.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Whether you